Greetings to all on the first of two segments focused on building the MH Black Hawk from ICM, which has undergone numerous modifications throughout the years. The pedal assembly isn't fully accurate here, so I'm adjusting the necessary components, even if it's not entirely faithful to reality. You must take it very slowly to avoid breaking these parts, which are already relatively fragile. After that, I will focus on the remaining parts of the cockpit, including the dashboard, the seat, and so on. I also engraved the missing rivets. It's time to set up the space under the seats with instruments. I haven't come across a very clear photo, so I'm improvising a bit. I use masking tape here to make the reliefs on the seat masts. Super glue will help me fill in the imperfections from fitting the parts together. I made a little mistake in interpreting the reference photos. There are two holes instead of one, which I will fix later with resin. I'm putting in the instrument boxes. They won't be very visible, but just to be sure. I am also adding the cable braids, which will be slightly more noticeable. I now perceive my cable braid outings. Some details about the seats are missing, and I will start fixing this by looking at the first aid kit. There are also corrections to be made on the ceiling. I will start by erasing and then properly engraving the metal joints. The correction is done for now. I am also drilling the hole for the ceiling light. This component is significantly more intricate. I manage this by utilizing various supports to ensure the correct spacing and my supply of plastic. As it dries, I go back to my ceiling fixture and complete it using chrome and resin. I'm also adding the handles that are missing, a little drilling, some copper wire, and that will suffice. The masking tape is used to make the straps on the side of the door. This is quite a significant task. The structures can be seen in my reference images, along with the wiring that goes through them. Therefore, I create everything using the plastic I have available. In my photographs, the protective panels appear to be nearly transparent. Consequently, I produce these components using my 3D printer. The gunner seats also need to be improved with additional details such as belts and backrests. In my version, I added ground straps for the commandos to secure themselves since there are no seats. I'm doing it my way. Everything is ready, so we move on to painting. I start by applying a coat of black primer on all the parts. Once 24 hours have passed for drying, it's time to apply the base paints now. I've also included the fire extinguishers, which are also home printed. Making the zippers for the covers is tricky, so I use masking tape as a guide. I use my very useful galleries markers for all the tiny metallic details. I retrieved some photo-etched kits from Edward's collection. I might as well put them to use. Some aging effects are added, but not too much. I bring out the details of the dashboard using a check pattern. While there aren't many colors on these buttons, the effect will look better. While my screens are drying, I move on to the internal job reservoir that I printed with my 3D printer. After that, I collect the dials I find interesting from the decal sheet. I actually find the result quite satisfying. I also print the accessories for the straps that will hold the tank in place. The decals in my inventory aid me in embellishing the tanks. These ones are sourced from a Jeep Willys board. After applying Tamiya gloss varnish, I start aging the model. After a coat of matte varnish, I further enhance my dashboard with resin that will highlight the screens. Finally, I assemble all the parts, a careful job, especially around the seats. Then I add the final small details. And there you have it, the interior is finished and this first part is complete. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to share your comments, subscribe and activate the bell. In short, you know me.